Tonight, the Vegas Golden Knights are fighting for their playoff lives. They have one game in hand over the Dallas Stars, but they sit 4 points back. 3 games left for Dallas, 4 for Vegas. So yes, they play the Sharks tonight in a few hours. They have to win that game to stay in striking distance. What's important, this Tuesday, the Golden Knights play the Dallas Stars, which is easily the most meaningful game left in the NHL calendar. Okay? So I was going to read a Jesse Granger article, but my throat didn't allow that to happen. Okay. Basically, there's a really good article in The Athletic by Jesse Granger explaining what's been going on with Vegas's goaltending. Robin Lehner has been playing hurt. He's been publicly criticized by Pete DeBoer. There was even a very good quote about how Lehner is paid to play that Pete DeBoer brought up. And what really is strange by all of this, guys, at such a crucial time of the year is a couple of days ago, Emily Kaplan put up an article saying that Robin Lehner, or not an article, just a tweet, a report saying that Robin Lehner was going to be getting season-ending surgery. Now, Pete DeBoer then said that Lehner had missed practice with it being a maintenance day, and he fully expected him to practice the next day, which would have been the 23rd. This is the 24th today. Now, what makes this even more questionable, last night on NHL 32 Thoughts, God damn it, Elliot Friedman basically sort of put here, just give me a second, I have the full quote up. There were 2 reports that Lehner is out for the rest of the year and having surgery. I've heard the same rumors. Vegas has disputed that today, and they said they were hopeful he'd be in the lineup tomorrow night. Nobody's talking, but this is what I can piece together what's happening to Lehner. So what's happening to Lehner is he's playing hurt, was upset at some of the criticism and also being pulled the other night. I believe that he informed the Golden Knights on Thursday that he was going to have surgery and shut it down. I think in the last 24, 48 hours, everybody involved was trying to see if there's a solution to get him into the lineup. Logan Thompson is apparently playing tonight. There was a backup goalie, an emergency backup goalie in the other net, but apparently Pete DeBoer said they expect Lehner to back up, guys. As I quickly go take a drink and cough my lungs out, what the hell is going on in Vegas?
So is it fair to say that, that Pete DeBoer is probably not going to be the coach of the Vegas Golden Knights after this season? Like, I mean this with the utmost respect. It's just not working.
They missed 100%.
They 1,000% missed. Gerard Gallant should very much be the coach of this team. Like, he should still be the coach of this team.
Everything is kind of unraveling to them right now, that all of the guys that were supposed to be the mainstays there, that they still have the stars, but it's just, oh my goodness, everything is kind of piling up right now for Vegas that, I don't know, not confident with this final stretch and things. Nothing bad against Logan Thompson. He's doing very, very well in his first full year. And I don't know, I just don't think they have it this year, and maybe just kind of re-examine what's going to happen. And when you mentioned the Pete DeBoer fact, I kind of agree with that when I see those comments that he's having that are open out there for the press, that he's showing visible frustration with the things that are going on, that it's clear that it's just kind of grasping onto something, that it's not clearly working, that changes have to come. And we saw this. We saw this in the offseason. We knew that this was going to happen. We saw that. I think Adam's bold take was Vegas was going to miss the playoffs. And I think we're just starting to see that now, where we've mentioned that there's been the loss of depth, that they were going to go, they swung for the fences with Jack Eichel, and that was going to take time to fit in there. They dealt with a lot of injuries there, and now it's going to be Logan Thompson and Lauren Brossoit who are going to be there going forward.
I don't know if Brossoit, I think he may be hurt, because that's why Thompson's also playing. Hurt. By the way, I think Logan Thompson's like a .920 save percentage, so he's been good. I just don't get why Lehner has term after it. Isn't this the first or second year of a new contract? So you've got to, first off, if you're continuing to have him on, you're already sort of damaging the relationship. First off, to Robin Lehner of all people. he's playing her, which first off is stupid. I'm assuming he probably doesn't want to get surgery because who else did the team have? This isn't the first time, not even the first time I believe in his time as a coach. Forget just Vegas time, because wasn't he kind of stingy with goaltenders back in his New Jersey days?
Who?
DeBoer.
Pete DeBoer?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a thing during the playoffs last year where people were saying he's got a history for being bold. With
Oh
goals.
yeah, Fleury and Robin Lehner.
Yeah.
There was one time in 2012 he had, I think, Johan Hedberg played one game when Brodeur had like a shaky game, but
That's what I'm thinking, maybe.
yeah.
But there's history.
We said this. I remember when Dave Tippett called out Mikko Koskinen a few months ago, literally like just before he got fired. I think it was around. And I'm not a fan of kicking people when they're down, especially when that's the product on the ice. Like, no offense. I am of the belief if Vegas were to make the playoffs, they would do damage because they'd have a healthy lineup. I think we're going to walk into next year. Changes are going to be made in Vegas. Probably not, like, they're still going to have Stone, Pacioretty, Eichel, and the guys they had signed. I think there's going to be changes in Vegas, but it's just, you can't keep doing this. You can't kick this man while he's down, let alone he's playing hurt, et cetera, and et cetera. You cannot kick him when he's down. That's not fair. Like, not even fair. It's not his fault. The team in front of him, does not look fantastic, and you're kicking him.
You should not have been in this position to begin with. I know that obviously there have been injuries, and but so this is the it was kind of like what we said about Toronto last year. Or no, I don't think we specifically said it, but there was a point being made. I should make that clear. That Toronto, because of the way their salary structures work, is one big injury to a certain player could topple the whole thing. Vegas are a top-heavy team. So all of a sudden, when all that money, when Stone's gone, well, and then Pacioretty's gone, they got the big money. And as Daniels points to, your depth is non-existent. All those young players you drafted a couple of years ago, you traded them all to sort of strengthen your team now. And it's biting you right now.
100%. I struggle with talking about the depth because, like, if I look at the best teams in the NHL, I think if you lose your three best players, you're going to struggle. Not like the salary cap is $81.5 million. It shouldn't be, but it's $81.5 million. I just don't think they were playing well. You're right. Their depth pieces that they brought in were not good enough. But I think any team missing 3 top 6 wingers, 2 top 4 defensemen, and a starting goalie is going to struggle, including the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I love that team. I love watching Tampa Bay play. It's just, that's what's going to happen. I just don't think like that you're kicking the entire team is what it feels like.
The line about Chris, like Lehner being paid. Well, if the guy's hurt, it's first of all, it's a team responsibility to make sure the guy is healthy. There's some onus on the player to be in good conditional shape, and I'm pretty sure Lehner actually worked a lot. I think pretty sure he lost weight in the offseason to sort of help his game. If there's a guy who wants to, especially now we're starting to get in your argument, if he wants to get healthy and the Golden Knights are like, we may need you, man, it's the playoffs. I don't think that's very fair sort of the position to put Lehner in. And not to mention you've put that much more pressure on him by getting rid of a certain goalie last year. Now, I know hindsight. I know Alex called me out for this a couple of weeks ago. Hindsight, I know, but it just sort of makes Vegas look worse. And listen, it's really funny. Did you guys see some of the quotes coming out of San Jose today?
I saw.
Yeah, Timo Meier. Oh,
yes,
my goodness.
Yes.
There, for anyone who hasn't, the Sharks are basically saying to themselves, we are very easily going to tonight's game. We're going to try and spoil the season for the Golden, which I love. That team, those teams have history. It's never forget that Game 7 comeback by San Jose. By the way.
Oh, here it is. Timo Meyer says that the Sharks are putting, quote, all their energy towards spoiling Vegas's playoff hopes.
Prime Carlson incoming. Can't wait.
This is their Stanley Cup, right?
Yeah,
Unfortunately, this season didn't go any better than last year.
Nope.
And you got to have something to play for. And I think tonight is very much it.
Also against former coach Pete DeBoer. Never forget.
Yeah.
Which was weird to think.